Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 98. Today's date is June 6th, 2021, and I am Duds or Duds Versus.
And I am Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. And though it's the 6th of June for us, it should be, the 9th for the listeners? Most of them are probably knee-deep in 117 right now.
Yeah, and they're not even listening to the show.
No, they're probably like, all right, guys, you're not even up to date.
Yeah. But let's change it up. What did you work on this week?
Well, I did a little bit of designing for my tower. I finished the cactus farm, mentioned that last week. I've worked on a sugarcane farm for the tower. Here I find out it's the most common one. I kind of threw it together. I had a lot of trouble dealing with the slime blocks and it not sticking to things and stuff. I could do it a certain way, but it would just be too bulky. And I was like, I want to trim it down. I want it to look good. I don't want it to be too bulky. And with the slime blocks, it got a little too bulky for me.
Yeah.
And when it goes off, I don't want to have all of them going off at once or just a bunch of them going off at all times. So I think I figured it out to where it'll, occasionally go off here and there. I think I got it. Think so.
Yeah. My sugarcane farm last season was on a daylight sensor. And so it would go off at one time a day, but every piston would go off at the same time. And it'd create a lag spike. So
morning and night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I got it to where I can avoid that. And I did start designing everything. I made it to where I can mend my gear from the cactus that are coming from the cactus farm. Works great. I had my Lytra was down the other day. I picked a piece of dye out of the furnace and boom, everything was full and I gained 4 levels. So it's very, very convenient to have something like that, especially if you have a cactus farm. You've done that last season, I believe.
I did it last season. I had a 4 or 5 furnace setup that would do the mending XP stuff. And as much of a pain as it was to build, because I had the flying machine sugarcane farm as a way to fuel it, and that flying machine broke every week. It broke. So it was an absolute pain. The fact that I had XP on demand to fully repair any tool or armor or anything was amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. Also, I was at this picnic, short little story. I got not a picnic, birthday party. And we're talking about how I've been going to the gym and stuff. I've been working out and how I pulled my back out and everything. And I went to go tell him the story about how I had to use the bathroom real bad mid-show.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, man, I my back was hurting this one day. I had to go to the bathroom. I told him that, we had to stop the podcast and I fell out of my chair because I had to go so bad. And you got to hear all of it.
Yep.
And they were like, whoa, wait a second. You do a podcast? I was like, oh, yeah. Me and a friend of mine host a podcast. They're like, what is it?
The important part was the pooping the pants, not the podcast.
I didn't even get to the story because people jumped on the fact that I said podcast, that I'm doing this podcast. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what is it? What's it called? Tell me about it. I'll listen to it on my way to work. And I'm like, it's a Minecraft podcast. I was like, you're probably not going to be interested, but they're like, they gave me, or my cousin gave me her phone, was like, put it in there, subscribe to it. I want to listen to it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I never thought I'd get that kind of reaction. She knows what Minecraft is. Usually you tell people you do a Minecraft podcast, they're like, isn't that a kid's game? It's the first thing you hear out of their mouth. Isn't that a kid's game? And usually I rebuttal with, well, if you play like a kid, yeah. But anyways, this is my family. So they know me. They know who I am. They've always wanted me to do something with my art. I've always been good at drawing and painting. Always got really good grades in art. And they've always felt like, at least I felt, maybe they were disappointed that I didn't pursue that. but I felt like drawing and painting is just, it's been done. You know, it's all been done. I'm not going to paint a Mona Lisa. Like, are you kidding me? You know?
Yeah.
But I'm able to use Minecraft as that creative outlet to use some of my skills and my abilities. And I was mentioning that, and it was pretty cool that it seemed like they felt proud that I was pursuing it. And yeah, shout out if they're listening. Thank you. It means a lot.
You get a lot better response than I get.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I get the same kind of, oh, you do a podcast? What kind of podcast? Actually, they don't even ask what kind of podcast. It's what's your podcast? And I'm like, trust me, you don't care.
Yep.
And then they're like, no, show me, tell me, and all this stuff. And I'll pull it up, and then I literally get the reaction. It's like, I told you didn't want to listen to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's only going to take a few episodes till they start listening to another one, you know, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I got that reaction, and, you know, they felt that way. Like, they were happy I was doing a podcast.
Yeah. My dad right now is the most supportive of it. One, because he comes over to my house a lot, so he sees all the tech gear, and he's sitting there watching me build computers from scratch, and he's like, okay, you're taking a hobby and you're amping it to the next level. This isn't just some useless thing. And then he's looking at my videos and stuff, and he has no clue how Minecraft works. But he knows I was very interested in, like, before I went and studied architecture, I was gonna do movies. Like, I wanted to work on movie sets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he sees my videos now. Obviously, I'm using some architectural study in the way I build, and obviously the creativity to make videos and stuff. And so he sees it as, I'm not just sitting around on a computer playing games all day. I'm turning a hobby into something fun and an outlet that's useful.
Right.
And not just, like, my granny, she just thinks I'm playing video games all day.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to get off that computer. Stop playing video games all day. It's like,
that's bad for you to sit at that computer, look at that screen. Yep, I hear it sometimes.
Grady, how many times in the last month have I had to come over here and fix your printer? All that's because I know how to put together a computer. Let me do my thing.
Yeah, that tech savviness is involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was able to mention, like, they see me as a funny guy also, and I tell them I could even use my comedy too. You know, I'm able to use that in my videos and on the podcast, so it works out. It's like a perfect mixture of what I like to do.
Yeah. When it comes to my week was pretty busy. Next week's going to be even busier. I finished my farmer's market episode, which I think when I tallied up was close to 50 hours worked on. When you look at the room, it's not like it looks like it's anything special, but when you count in the time it took to dig it out, the fact that I hit underwater caves like crazy. I had to drain so much water. The fact that every time I turned around, I was killing some kind of mob that was spawning in there. I still never figured out why skeletons and creepers spawned in that room fully lit. Mm-hmm. Now that I've half slabbed it and got a real floor in there, they don't spawn. But there was torches everywhere. Nothing should have spawned other than the slime. But yeah, between that, not having any creative ideas, and just like sitting in my creative world going, okay, I'm going to lay it out this way. And I kind of want to use that block, but I don't really know what other block to go with. And like, I used kelp block as a background block, and I literally only used it because I had a crap ton of it sitting in a chest that was annoying me. I was like, well, that's green like vegetables, right? Let's throw it on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with the ceiling where I did the slab trapdoor combination to give the ceiling a little bit of texture or depth. It was really nice. I like that. The pergolas, the whole design is really the only thing I had in my head at the time. So the fact that it worked. The farm broke multiple times though. Like, I didn't realize when you're doing the wheat farm, you need to make sure that villager can't get to the composter because he'll compost all his seeds. Didn't know that.
Yeah, a little bit of an oversight.
Yeah. So I had to remove that one villager. I really just kind of let him go free. I think he walked off the edge of the dome and into the bedrock.
Awesome.
life had no meaning once I said he couldn't farm my wheat anymore.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't compost, so he's like, why am I here?
He took my composter. But yeah, so I had another farmer come in. I had my potato farmer. He just kind of like would stop working randomly. Couldn't figure out why. I didn't have to switch him out with another one. I broke the composter and replaced it a couple times. And then the last time I did it, it seems to have stuck. And he kind of works all the time now.
Huh.
So,
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It wasn't a sightline thing. It wasn't because I had a different villager claiming that composter. Because all the other villagers, at one point, I like stacked blocks in front of him. I like, there's no way no other villagers can see this thing. And he'd still stop working. I was like, I give up. I'm just going to constantly break this thing every time I walk in here and do it. And, last time I did it was 3 days ago, and I haven't had to do it since.
Yeah, that room has a bunch of glitches in it, apparently.
Yeah. My base this season has a lot of glitches.
That room looks amazing. It's probably my favorite room you've ever built.
Thank you.
I remember going over there with Para. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's something I did this week. Me and Para played a prank on you. But
yeah,
we went over. I was like, dude, I want to check out Duds' room. He's been working on it. And I went in there. I was like, oh my. Before you even released your episode, I was like, wow, this place looks so cool. I didn't want to leave. Yeah, like the pergolas. I don't think you had the villagers in place. Maybe you did. Yeah, because you had the floor and everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much done. And yeah, played a prank on you.
I got several pranks pulled on me this week. If you watch Decoy's video, I say prank. Decoy hid diamond blocks in my base.
Oh, that's too bad.
We have a 4-block war going on. Then you and Para slimed my mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back, was it today or yesterday, to my computer to find the walrus put a rabbit stew stand up right in the middle of where I was working. So I couldn't even work there. Mainly because I couldn't do any building. I guess I should get into the second half of what I've done this week. So everyone knows that I did a mic change earlier. Was it last year or this year?
Either beginning of this year or late last year, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I had a problem with preamps. My mic and USB interface just didn't have enough gain. So I was super quiet for a long time. And me and Carl were constantly working to try to get my mic in post to sound good. Like Jimbo doing the show could barely hear me. So he would have to really listen to me talk. And I'd have to speak rather loudly in my mic. And then I had a guy at work go, oh, this is what you need, and gave me a preamp. He goes, this is exactly what you need. It's like from 1995. He's like, I don't use it anymore. Take it. So I hooked that up and been using it ever since. Well, Friday, he comes back to me. Yeah, I need that preamp back. Wait, what? Yep, need it back. And I was just like, oh no. So I went searching the internet, calling music stores and everything around here to find the exact replacement. No luck. The darn thing was made in like 1995. So
yeah.
I could buy one of them, but I wouldn't get it till I think it was June 15th. And then they were like, well, we have these newer models. And I was like, okay, how much is that? And they were like $120 something. And I was like, oh, it's kind of expensive. And then I was just like, no, I'll have to find something else. And I was searching through Amazon. And one of the products I've been keeping my eye on is the Go XLR Mini.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of making the rounds with Twitch and YouTube right now. And it was on sale for $200, but I had a $100 Amazon gift card. So as of Friday, it was my cheapest option, and Amazon gave me next day air shipping for free.
Ooh.
So I went ahead and ordered that. It's what I'm actually using right now to do the recording of the episode, which is really cool because it's got so many features. I have barely scratched the surface on what this crazy little box can do, but my USB interface, gone. I don't need it. This thing does the interface. It has a preamp built into it that has enough gain that Jimbo had to turn me down. I was too loud.
Yeah, that's true. It's a true story.
To me, that alone is crazy. It's got an independent mute button. It's got faders that I can control volumes for different input sources. It's got a curse button, so I can do some bleeping, but it's not hooked up correctly just yet. I tried it on Jimbo, and he says it just turns my mic off.
Yeah, it went silent there. I don't know if it's bleeping or just like cutting it. I think it's just doing a little cut.
Yeah, so I'll get that fixed up. But the other thing is I'm building another PC, and I'm just waiting on the case. The case is actually going to show up tomorrow. By the time you guys are listening, hopefully the case is done and built. So it's like motherboard, case, power supply, memory. I'm switching to an M.2 SSD. I've got all that stuff coming. And it's like, now I have this Go XLR, so I didn't spend a lot of time programming it. I just got it working so we could do the podcast today.
Sounds good, though. Pretty sure everyone would agree.
I think so. It's pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with all my PC parts right now. I'm literally just waiting on the case. So my biggest worry is I use an air cooler for my CPU, not the AIOs. So I'm kind of worried about the height. If it'll fit in there, I might have to go AIO, but fun stuff. PC parts.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do a PC upgrade video like Jimbo, though.
Yeah. Eventually, I would like some new pieces. My storage, I went to render my video this weekend, and it said I couldn't because I didn't have enough storage. So I went through and I deleted a bunch of stuff. My SSD isn't very large. I have a terabyte hard drive, but most of the system runs on the SSD.
Yeah.
Then when I render something, that's what I use to, kick it into gear a little bit, my editing program. But yeah, gonna need one of those.
Well, and see, my terabyte hard drive is what started this. You said the mic wasn't picking it up, but it's making this sound, and it's super annoying. And when that happened, I was like, okay, PC upgrade time. But the way I do my videos and stuff is when I finish an episode, I put it in a compressed zip file, and then I've got an external hard drive SSD that's 6 terabyte.
Ooh. And
I just basically call it my archive.
Yeah.
And I just take it off the computer, put it in there.
There you go.
But enough of that. Should we get on to the news?
Yeah, kind of news.
There's kind of news. By the time you guys are listening to this, 1.17 should be released, bearing any kind of crazy quirk, problem, malfunction, bug, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I think they're already on like pre-release 3 or 4.
Yeah, they've been pushing them.
I know release candidate number 1 came out Friday. I think they're dialing in, so hopefully we'll be good, which will mean our bet will be officially over, maybe by the time this comes out, and I will have lost and Jimbo would have won.
Yes.
Which means I would have to do a silent episode. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't mind losing that kind of bet. Yeah. It does mix things up a little bit. And it'd be pretty interesting to see how you're going to do this video without speaking.
Yeah.
Now, like, you can have music and stuff, but just no speaking. You cannot talk.
Yeah. My mic has to be off the entire episode.
Ooh.
I've had a couple ideas thrown out. To me, the easiest one that I'm not going to do because it seems super cheaty is whenever the season wraps up, just make my finale a world tour with good music.
Yeah.
That's the cheaty, easy way out, and I'm not going to do that.
Good job. Good thinking.
Yeah. I felt it would kind of undermine the purpose of the bet. Plus, I think this bet was way more creative than the first 9 diamonds you mine in a season. I think these are the kind of bets we should be making from now on.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
In other news, Minecraft Earth is coming to an end on June 30th. We reported this earlier, but I wanted to go ahead and remind everyone. What's going to happen is they're going to discontinue all the content service and support for the game. This means they'll start all development, and you will be unable to download or play Minecraft anymore, or Minecraft Earth anymore. Sorry, I need to put the Earth in there, or people would get really mad at me.
Oh yeah, people would be flipping tables, throwing chairs.
Yeah. On July 1st, they're going to delete any Minecraft Earth player data unrelated to Character Creator and Minecoin entitlements. Just going to put it out there. I hate to say it, but I told you so.
Yeah, I didn't find it all that interesting. I don't like playing on a tablet or a phone.
I don't either.
So that takes it away.
I know there's some people who play Bedrock on a phone or in a tablet specifically. Like, that's all they want to play on. But I think that kind of group of gamers is so small.
Yeah. Now, I'll do an Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, but not a tablet or a phone. I prefer the Java edition.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we both do.
And also the, what was it? I think the whole VR fad is starting to wind down and come to an... Trust me, I know there are still very good VR games, and there are still people still playing VR. There is always exceptions to everything I say. But I feel VR didn't become what everyone thought it would be. Kind of like the way 3D movies, everyone was like, this is the future. And it's like, you can't pay me to go see a 3D movie now.
Yeah, I saw one. It wasn't bad, but it was more the movie. I wanted...
Yeah.
It wasn't a great movie.
Yeah. I always ended up rolling my eyes because, there's always that one scene specifically shot for the 3D audience where they throw something at the camera.
They build the movie around like that part.
Yeah, and you're just like, come on, really? This is your A game.
Right. I got my son an Oculus for his birthday, and they played a good bit. I've never got to try Minecraft on there. They don't have Minecraft for it. That you could play it with the Oculus, right? Pretty sure you can.
Yeah, they had a VR Minecraft at one point.
Yeah.
Not sure how it worked.
Yeah, I've never... I played like this fishing game on the Oculus. I don't know. They like it. There's a few games they like to play. Even my wife will play it occasionally. But after, I think, 3 months, it just kind of sits there. Not too active on it anymore. Move back to the Xbox.
Yeah, it's a fad, man. Not much else I can say about it. When it comes to Earth, to me, it was the serious Minecrafters all had like dedicated worlds they were playing on. And obviously Earth didn't allow for me to play on my world there, mainly because I'm a Java player. I don't know if Bedrock players were even able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also, microtransactions. No.
Right.
I don't think Earth's microtransactions were intrusive by any means, especially when you look at companies like EA. I just straight up, if there's a microtransaction in the game, I like avoid the game, which is really hard to do nowadays, which is probably why I don't play a lot of games anymore.
Yeah, all the games have some kind of, Robux or what is it?
Yeah.
Fortnite has their own type of coin.
Oh, yeah.
I think, right? Don't they have a coin? I don't know.
Fortnite has coins. Yeah, it's V-Bucks. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, they all have their own coins now, and you got to convert your real money into this fake money, and I don't want to have to do all that.
No. I like that Minecraft took a chance with Earth because it really was a push in the technology, but it was definitely something that from the beginning I could tell I would never get into.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was obviously the intended audience, but they took a chance on something.
Yeah, they introduced a couple new mobs, switched it up a little bit.
That's for sure. They took a chance with dungeons too. And while me and you aren't dungeon players, it wasn't because we didn't like the game. I think both me and you did like dungeons when we played the beta.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We're just adults who work and do videos and stuff, so we didn't have the time to put into it. But yeah, they took a shot on dungeons and it worked.
Yeah, and it takes that creative aspect out of it that we love,
That too.
There was no building or anything.
Yeah, as well-rounded as me and you like to think, we're both just builders when it comes down to it. That's what we have fun doing.
Right. I like the new weapons, though. All the weapons they have.
I do too.
That's probably my favorite part. All the stuff you can do.
I would love to see some of those weapons come over to Java and Bedrock. That'd be so cool.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
All right, so should we move on to some listener comments? We have a few.
Yeah.
We'll start with Awesome Sam 2399. They ask, would you prefer to keep Java and Bedrock separate or unite them as one Minecraft, and why? I think the obvious answer is to unite them.
Yep.
But both games have to play identically. And if I had my way, it would be the Java way. I know there's probably some Bedrockers who would prefer to play on Bedrock. But obviously, if you're a Java player, you would prefer to play the Java way. And if you're a Bedrocker, you would prefer to play the Bedrock way. But yes, I would prefer both games be one game, just because it would make life easier.
I don't think I could have said it any different.
Right?
There are some Bedrock features I would love to have in Java, but
Trident Killer,
the place block in front of your feet, I love that feature.
render distance.
The rendering, yeah, there's a lot of stuff Bedrock has that Java doesn't, but I think Java, I don't know, Java just the feel of it. I think that's mainly what it is, the feel of Java, the way it runs is a lot smoother than Bedrock, at least in my experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be nice to reunite them.
One, to me, it's what you're used to, because when I was playing on my PS4, the Bedrock version was way better and smoother than the Java version. But once I got used to the Java version and I had a PC that could handle a lot of the stuff we do on the servers.
That's important.
Now it's the other way around. My PS4, no bueno.
Yeah, Bedrock's kind of limited. I mean, you can play it on the computer. Yeah, there is the Windows edition.
There is.
But yeah, the PC isn't as limited as an Xbox or a PlayStation. You can always upgrade.
Yeah. Thank you for that question, Awesome Sam.
Good question.
Jimbo, I'll let you read the next one.
Okay, this is from Paint. That's the name, Paint. Do you think there should be shorter, more frequent updates over the year, or one large update that comes every year? You covered this a little bit. Smaller updates would feature less content per update. Bug fixes would be pushed out faster, and larger updates would feature more content, but you would have to wait longer for content that were completed early on in development, and any bug fixes would have to wait. Now, you talked about this quite a few times.
Yeah. One, I'm going to go with, I don't think Mojang, at least not anymore, let game-breaking bugs sit in the game where they would wait for content release. I think if there's a game-breaking bug, they are very quick to jump on it and put out another release. We've definitely seen that in the past few years, that they've been very good about that. Even some non-game-breaking bugs that are just annoyances get fixed relatively quickly. There are some bugs that take a while to fix, and a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, ghost blocks took a long time to get figured out, and even now, you still get one every once in a while.
Yeah, they still show up.
But when it comes down to it, I honestly would like these smaller releases to come out more frequently. One, because that means we don't have to wait as long between updates. Two, that generally means there's more news for me and Jimbo to talk about on the podcast, which makes our work a lot easier.
That's true.
The big drops of content make for one or two really good episodes on the podcast, but then we hit dry spells like we have for the past 4 to 5 weeks, where a lot of the updates are just bug fixes or tweaks to stuff we've already talked about. So no new news makes for very hard podcast planning.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I could say. I like the big updates.
Yeah.
I like, the fact that they were changing the whole y-axis of the whole world. Like, you're changing the whole entire world at this point, and I love it. So I know it's going to take a little bit longer, and like you said, like with the bug fixes, I'm pretty sure they ran into bugs either too often or too much lag or whatever, to where they had to split it. And I'm okay with that too. So we're kind of getting a little bit of the best of both worlds at this point, because we had to wait for 117, but now 118's actually right around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming out holiday season.
Next 6 months or so.
We're recording late in the afternoon, and this is usually when Jimbo and I are pretty good at speaking. Both of us have been messing up words.
Oh, I've been stumbling. You almost said PS floor.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's kind of where it's sitting nowadays. I've become full-time PC gamer.
Yeah, always been an Xbox guy.
Anyways, last questions from Dirty Blonde 655. I think these were questions pulled from Reddit to kind of help us get some topics and stuff in there. But I chose one that I think would be a good topic. And that was, was 1.9 a good update?
Hold on, I'm looking up what was in 1.9.
That was the end update where you could respawn the Ender Dragon. We also got Elytras, and that was the combat update.
Okay.
I don't think you got shulker shells in that one. Maybe you did.
Oh, I'm looking for it. It was the end update. Oh, it's actually the combat update. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an end picture.
Yeah, I can't remember if shulkers were 1.9 or they're like 1.9.4 or something like that.
They got dual wielding, spectral arrows, tipped arrows, shields, and was revamped with the dragon boss fight.
Words are so tough tonight.
Yeah, you're right. All that. End cities.
Yeah, so you had to have shulker boxes.
Yeah, shulkers. I don't think they dropped them to shells right away.
Okay. Yeah, I was just to say, I thought it was a 1.9 something, like a 1.94, 1.93, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually, looking at it now, I don't think we got shulker shells right away. We did get Elytra.
Yeah.
So Elytra was a huge game changer.
But it wasn't at the same time, because to me, Elytras didn't become a good thing until we got rocket propelled Elytra. Yeah, you could do the punch bow to make yourself fly, but turning yourself into a pincushion so you didn't have to walk seemed kind of rough.
Yeah. Here's a little fun fact. Shulkers is short for shell lurkers.
Yes.
Okay, that was just there. I just scrolled on it. Yeah, no shulker shells. Just wanted to make sure.
Anyways, back to the question at hand. Was 1.9 a good update? I'm sticking with yes. I like the 1.9 combat update. I like the way combat works. I think it does need some tweaking. Jeb is obviously working on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer it way more than I did the 1.8 combat. The 1.8 combat was watch me spam click.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
Yeah, you want some type of skill involved.
Yeah.
I mean, bringing the shield in, the blocking.
There's a ton of 1.8 PvPers getting ready to rain down on you.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. I kind of stand with Jimbo with that. I'm not a fan of the 1.8 combat. I don't feel the spam clicking is as much skill as the 1.9. I'm not saying there's no skill, but the timing, getting blocks, hitting a shield, that all seems to be a lot harder to work with and less intuitive than the 1.8 way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'd like the combat update. I don't care if I get hate for it. I liked it, even if we didn't get shulker boxes just yet. And Elytras kind of sucked.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Elytra I was going to mention. Like, they were nice, but they weren't really worth anything as soon as they came out. It was, when they introduced the rockets to propel you is when it really took off.
Yeah, I mean, when Elytras first came out, they were essentially parachutes.
That's it, yeah.
That's all they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you guys for those comments. The comments came from our Discord, and our Discord is the only place where you can talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Link's word for it.
Hello there, miners and crafters. This is Link. Come and join me on the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to hang out with the people that work on the show and other fellow listeners like yourselves. The link is in the show notes. Join today and let's discuss the game we love.
Thank you for the Discord ad link. Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to choose between 3 biomes. They were the River, Crimson Forest, and Birch Forest.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is... River, the landslide.
Not even close.
So the River had 44 votes, Crimson Forest was 6, and 17 for the Birch Forest. So yeah, wow. It's a pretty big win for the River.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they are kind of plain. But a few things on the River. A river is a common technical biome. Rivers serve as borders between various other biomes and usually lead to oceans, although they can also form loops. They are filled with water up to sea level through rivers, though rivers may run dry in certain areas due to higher than usual elevation. Riverbeds consist of dirt, sand, gravel, and clay, and are one of the few places where clay generates, alongside lakes, swamp marshes, and ocean hilltops. Didn't know there's an ocean hilltop, to be honest.
Me either.
Seagrass generates atop the riverbed, and sugarcane occasionally generates on the riverbank. And drowned salmon, cod, and squid are the only mobs able to spawn inside the underwater biome. That's it.
Now, fixing rivers, that was tough because it is a technical biome, which means it has a purpose, and its main job was to separate biomes. I want to say there are instances where rivers will spawn where it's not exactly separating biomes.
Yeah.
It's down the middle of a biome.
Yep, that does happen.
So we have that to go off of. The biggest thing was I would like rivers to be themed based on the biome they are in.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, say a river forms in a mesa, kind of a rare thing, I think, but maybe that river has gold in it. Because, mesas are known for their gold, would kind of make sense for gold mining. They used to pan in rivers and such.
Yeah.
So maybe we see some gold in the river. Snowy biomes, I think of like polar bears grabbing salmon out of the river. So maybe we have some jumping salmon. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool animation.
Mm-hmm.
But you called it salmon and then you called it salmon.
I did that for everybody.
Okay.
So people who were going to say, you said salmon wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I said salmon. And the people who go, you said salmon wrong. I said it both ways.
I'm the second guy.
Yeah.
Or you said no.
Just for you guys.
I say it's salmon to the first guy.
It all depends.
Mm-hmm. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool idea, though.
So we have that. The final thing was I tried to put a mob in the river, which was a little tough. So I wanted to make a jungle-specific river had a chance for a piranha to spawn. And what the piranha would do is if you were wearing shiny armor, so basically anything other than leather, it would attack you. But if you weren't wearing shiny armor, it wouldn't attack you. Yeah?
Yeah. There's something there.
Seems like that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Other things I thought of, it would be really cool to watch animals walk up to a river and drink from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like actual waterfalls. We seem to get these random water sources spawning at the top of hills and they just kind of fall down.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool if a river would know technically it's at a higher elevation, especially with mountains and cliffs coming, and form a waterfall generation.
Yeah, I would like that.
Thought that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you always try to look for cool waterfall scenes, but it never, never turns out right. You always have to make your own. It'd be cool to have natural ones.
That's a landscaping feature I still haven't got down packed, is a waterfall.
I've never tried it. Never tried a waterfall. That's something I might have to mess with.
They're rough.
Yeah. I had kind of a waterfall with the mountain that I made. Actually, yeah, I did. I had waterfalls. I had a few of them. What am I talking about?
But yeah, that's my mending Minecraft this week. Nothing crazy, but I definitely think with items like a waterfall and a piranha, and then adding some animation to salmon/salmon, depending on how you want to say it, could be really interesting and bring a little life to the area.
I agree. There's also a suggestion in the Discord I noticed from Rebel JC. Said it'd be cool if they could add different water states to emulate flowing rivers, some being gentle and others being rapid. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to have rapids flowing through? Probably pretty difficult, but would be very cool to see.
Yeah, you had said this, and I had thought about the same idea. My only thought process is I never thought that you would be able to do something like that in Minecraft, but I had the idea literally right before me and you started the pre-show when you were talking about this idea. I went, oh, wait, you can do that. And all it would be a texture animation update So ice, when you put blue ice underwater, and when you put regular packed ice or whatever underwater, items flow super fast, right? Well, what if a river could tell that there was a block of ice underneath it and would create a small little rapid section above the ice?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I mean, it would stink to have an entire river made out of ice, but
yeah,
it's an idea to be able to mix stuff up. I don't know.
Yeah, there's one more suggestion from J-Man I do agree with. I feel like some of these rivers need to be a little wider.
That's true, too.
Some of them are like real thin. I live right next to the Ohio River, and you probably can't throw a baseball across it. You know, it's pretty, these things are pretty wide normally, so it'd be nice to have some of them wider than others.
What is it? The Mississippi, you can't see from one side to the other.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
In a couple spots, I want to say you can stand on the shore of one side and not see the other.
Didn't know that.
Somebody's going to be like, I live on the Mississippi and I can see the other. It's like, all right, yeah, but you may not live at the one spot I'm talking about.
Yeah, I never knew that. Pretty crazy.
Anyways, main topic for the show.
Yeah, better jump into it.
This one was your idea, last second throwing it out there, and I really liked it. And it's 116 features we didn't use.
Yep.
And it's not that these are bad features at all. Matter of fact, some of the stuff we have on our list, because our lists are almost identical, are really good features. We just didn't use them this season.
Yeah, there's one on yours that I haven't done that I left out because I'm trying to find things I didn't do. I did a lot of stuff, but there's 3 things that we have that are pretty much exactly the same. And I could start with the first one.
Go for it.
Which is piglin bartering or piglin farming. Well, piglin barter farms, pretty much.
Yes, I said piglin trading.
Yeah, but there was a bunch of them on the server. There wasn't really much of a need to do it, but I said at the beginning of the season, I need Blackstone and I need quartz. Those are 2 of the main blocks. I was like, I need this piglin bartering farm, and I never built one.
Yep.
And that's one thing I do regret. I could have had, easy access to these, but with a piglin bartering farm comes a gold farm, so it's a much bigger farm than you think.
Yeah, same reason I only didn't build it, because there already were a few already on the server. And I didn't need to. Whenever I needed something, I could always trade and barter with the person whose piglin farm was in use. So, and I like that much better because it feels more community orientated. You can talk to your server mates and get some trades going. I've made sure that I've probably spent more diamonds this season in the shopping district than I have ever.
Before I would use the piglin, you could, DuDs, he's kind of right near us, so there would be no point for us to build anything above the Nether because the DuDs farm is right there, and his is gigantic, massive. It's got everything you would need for the server, really. And you could, if you wanted to go and just get blocks that he has already farmed, but I make sure to do some type of AFK there, just so I'm not, gobbling up all the blocks that he's put his time into.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I make sure to do.
I've always had something that Carl's needed, so that's helped. Like, Carl, I need Blackstone. He's like, here you go. And then I'll trade him something. A lot of times it's nothing big. Carl doesn't ask for a lot, which is great.
Now I get Blackstone from demolishing a bastion.
Yeah. Should we go over the next item we both have on the list?
Yeah.
Crimson wood. Neither one of us have really built with crimson. Warped wood, we both built a ton with. Crimson wood? Nah.
No, I mean, I don't know. Just that it's like a pink, maroon, red. I don't know. You can't really pinpoint it, actually. It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't really fit too much with my taste.
Yeah.
I love that color of the warp, though. Just that greenish blue. I used it at my starter base. not too much at my main base, but yeah, I definitely prefer that over the crimson. I might have made a sign with crimson. I think I built a sign.
I have made a crimson wood sign.
And I made it chests, but that doesn't count.
I have not used it to make chests.
I think that's what I use most of my crimson wood for, is to make chests. And that's because I had it by accident. I never went after it.
Yeah. Crimson wood falls in the purple section of blocks for me. It's like, oh, that's cool. I'm never going to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, not to bash. I think it was a cool idea to give warped blocks kind of a leafy thing, but warped wood's so much better. Warped wood looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so useful.
And the stripped variants. Ooh.
Oh, the stripped variant. So good. Not crimson wood strip, though.
No. So the third thing we both have on here
Mhm.
is the target block.
Yeah.
Never played with it yet.
Nope.
I have a game in mind with the target block.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to see some more redstone with Jimbo, because I got to figure out how to, work this target block. I've seen different videos of how it works and everything, but it's been so long to where I'm probably going to have to relearn how this thing works. But yeah, I have a bow shoot game I want to build, and I'm going to be building that here really soon, this month for sure. So I'll be messing with it then.
Nice. Yeah, so I found that the quote-unquote, I think, dropper elevator redstone can be simplified with the target block.
Ooh.
I don't know how. I know that there are people using it for that, but I've just been buying all my redstone components from Duck Chicken Duck because, again, spending diamonds, helping the community, and I'm really lazy to craft all that stuff. So it's just been easier to do the same old elevator design I know.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I've got an automatic wheat farm now, so I'm going to be loaded up on the wheat. It might be worth me trying to figure out said target block and get some gameplay in.
Well, that's good, because I don't have any wheat. I might need some.
I'll be stealing my wheat, Jimbo.
I need some to make a game. Trade you.
Cool.
But yeah, the way people use it for redstone is like mind-boggling. You're like,
oh,
how they do this?
That's not possible.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of smart people out there. Target block is very useful. We just haven't got to play with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we start to change up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're number 4. What's the number 4 thing that you've not really worked with on 1.16?
One thing I really wanted to do, just because of all the new blocks that the Nether gives you, is landscape. The Nether landscaping. Mm-hmm. It's one thing I haven't really had the opportunity. I've done a lot of modern builds this season. Hopefully in the future I can, because the noobs, actually, our neighbor, just talking about him, he did a Nether island and landscaped it, and it looks great. And I would like to do something along those lines, but in the Nether, keep it in the Nether.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with all the new blocks, I feel like there's a lot of potential for Nether landscaping now that it's not all Nether rack.
Yeah, for sure. My number 4, Hoglin Farms. You had mentioned this earlier. I had planned on making one. Got above the Nether roof. There's 2 of them right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another one of those, yeah, why bother? And then I built a cow farm. To me, steak was just as easy. Though wheat has kind of been an issue for me. Well, it's really bone meal. Bone meal's been an issue for me all season. Now I finally got that on an automatic supply too. And we're good. My food supply is good. You get bonus leather from it. I've always been a golden carrot guy. Golden carrot, the best food in the game. This past season, between my single player world and this world for Ripple Season 3, steak's better. Just because you get the leather byproduct.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, you get leather from piglins.
Well, yeah, you get leather from a Hoglin farm, but you don't get leather from a golden carrot farm.
Okay. Yep. Right.
That's what I was getting at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't got to build either. I was gonna put it on there, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit. But yeah, Hoglin farms, they seem relatively simple.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially in the top of the Nether.
Mm-hmm. What's the last thing you haven't really worked with?
Now, I used it on my very first episode, but I wasn't the one crafting it, and that is the respawn anchor.
Mm-hmm.
With 1.16, they give you the opportunity to respawn in the Nether with the respawn anchor. Now, I went deep into the Nether at one point to find a bastion that was untouched. So I went in there and I got cornered and I died. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to find this place. I lost all my stuff, everything that was with me. A lot of good stuff too, netherite stuff. And I told myself that's when I made a respawn anchor, but I never really went back out there to use it. And I feel like that would be like the perfect situation. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you don't know where you're at, grab a respawn anchor, put it down somewhere close to where if you do die, especially for a bastion, you can easily get back to your stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did the Nether thing at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And we didn't want to respawn back at the original place, so we did set one up at the very beginning. But besides that, I've never really used them or found a use besides that.
I know I've crafted one, and I know I wasn't one of the ones that used a respawn beacon earlier because we had the set point respawn moved after a while because we realized we were going to die a lot, and I died like 20 times in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact I didn't use a respawn anchor.
Right, and we were trying to avoid that by putting one down so we didn't have to spawn back all the way there.
Yeah, and my last item that didn't use at all in 1.16 is a bastion. You would think that the big new building in the game I would have used, but other than day 1, I stepped 5 or 6 blocks into a bastion, immediately died, haven't been back to one since.
Wow. Yeah.
I have never seen the inside of a bastion.
Whoa. I've been to quite a few.
Yep.
I was looking for pig step mainly.
That would be the only reason I would go looking. And when I heard you had been to like 20, I went, I'm not flying all the way out there to try to find pig step. Jimbo's done hit all the ones I would go to.
Yeah, the fact that I've hit so many made it harder on everyone else.
Yep.
But I really wanted pig step. I brought you a souvenir, brought you a banner.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah,
you brought me the banner pattern, which was the other thing I really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing I wanted to do this season, was get into banners. And I think I have done that. Got some cool banners going on in my base.
Yeah, the loot's not bad in a bastion, but I feel like it could be better. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not getting anything too crazy. You do have to work your way through it, and it could be really nerve-wracking because the piglet brutes are nothing to mess with. They're pretty tough.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like you can easily get more netherite and stuff just digging for it instead of going through the bastion.
I think that's the way with loot in Minecraft anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Generally, if you're going searching for loot, it's not worth it. Like, when you go in raiding, the main loot there is an elytra and shulker shells.
Mm-hmm.
The other gear you get is kind of a bonus, but if that other gear wasn't there, no one would care.
Yeah, and then you do occasionally get your junk chest that's got like gold armor in it with mending.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, great. Mending, cool, but it's gold armor. So, or beetroot.
Yeah, I think I have like a mending hoe that's gold.
And they always throw them beetroot seeds at you.
Yeah.
You're like, why? What are these doing here?
Yeah. Why are you guys eating beets all the time?
They're not even the right beets. They're just the seeds. They ain't even got the real stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys, but I think that's going to do it for today's show. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni, Chief Big Bear, Croc, Deadwalker, Fragile Rock, O-Beep, and Stone Figure. If you too would like access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us, or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com. Tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.